So today I am here for a tag video, and I'm very excited that I was actually tagged in one of these videos. So thank you to Ellie from Ellie's Little Library for tagging me in the DNF book tag. So for those of you who don't know, DNF means did not finish. So this is for when you're reading a book and you really don't like it. You feel like it's not going anywhere. Maybe it's not your cup of tea. You're trying something new and you put it down and you just don't ever finish it. That is what DNF is. I just recently started DNFing books, probably last year. So before that, I always tried to give books a chance, even if I didn't like them, because I felt bad not finishing them. But as I collected more books and more titles were coming out and my TBR shelf got out of control, I decided that I would need to start DNFing instead of wasting my time on a book I didn't like. So there are 8 questions, so I'm going to go through them all. I have them written down in front of me. The first question is, do you DNF? Yes. As I was just saying, I just started DNFing about a year ago. I feel like time is precious and there are so many books out there that I want to read. So if I'm not enjoying something, then that's that. I usually try to give the book at least 50 pages before I put it down. Sometimes a little less depending on the size of the book, but I feel like giving it 50 pages is giving it a fair chance. Or second question is, if you DNF, does it count towards your reading goal for the month? No. You don't finish it, I don't count it. Third question is there a difference between DNFing and putting a book down? I think so. DNF is when you're just not liking a book and you have no desire to continue it. Whereas putting a book down is I might start something and then realize I'm not in the mood for it and I'm in the mood for something else. So I pick something else out and put that book down, but I'll come back to it. This happens a lot when I try to read 2 or 3 books at once. For example, I am currently reading Midnight Sun, but it's been pretty slow for me so far, and I have put it down. I've gone back to it recently. I've been reading a couple chapters a night. I just haven't been in the mood for fantasy or Twilight in general, so I do plan on picking that up, but I do think there is a difference between the two. Next question is popular books you DNF. Ooh, okay. So I think I can think of 2. One of them is Circe by Madeline Miller. I hated that book. It is told off of Greek mythology, which I usually like, and there was a lot of good things about the book that were being said, but I got 50 pages in and I was so bored. So bored. So unfortunately I DNF'd that one. Another one is Crazy Rich Asians by Kevin Kwan. I did try the audiobook route for this book, and I think I got almost halfway and I couldn't do it anymore. It was just too materialistic for me, and I loved the movie, so I think that I should have read the book before watching the movie because I think the movie kind of ruined it for me. I just couldn't do it. And because I didn't like the first one so much, I got rid of the other 2. I haven't even bothered trying those again. Next question is there a book you wish you DNF'd? Yes. So I recently read Little Fires Everywhere by Celeste. I don't know how to say her last name. And we did it as a book club pick. So since I'm a co-founder of the book club, I pushed myself through it. Oh my God, that book was terrible. I felt like I wasted my time with that book. And then I did a buddy read for Big Summer by Jennifer Weiner and hated that book as well. I had to really push myself to get through it. And looking back, I feel like I wasted a lot of time with both those books because they just didn't get better for me. Reattempt to read a book if you DNF it. No. If I DNF it, that is it. It's done. I'm not trying it again. I probably won't like it again. There's something about the book that I don't like, and that's that. Next question is, what do you do with your books that you DNF? So there's a couple different things I do. If it's like a popular book like Big Summer, even though I did DNF that, or Circe, I try to sell it on Mercari or eBay or Facebook, mostly Mercari though, for a cheaper price so I can get rid of it. If it's not a popular title, then I just donate it to the food shelf from my hometown. My stepdad helps out there, so I just give him a bunch of books so that people who are less fortunate than I am can get access to books. The last question is, are you more or less risky when picking out titles for your books because of the DNFing? Honestly, I feel like I am still risky. I should be less risky. A lot of times with fantasy books, I have been trying to get into the genre more. So if I find a book that I think might be doable for me and not too high fantasy, then I'll pick it up. But I almost feel like I should be less risky because I'm still DNFing books. I don't know. That's a hard question. I don't really know how to answer it, so I don't even know if that's me answering it. But yeah, yeah. I think that's, especially if a book has a lot of hype. Even if it's not my typical genre, I still pick it up because of the hype. And that's not always the best idea, obviously, because I hated Big Summer and I picked it up for the hype. But then there's other books I picked up for the hype, like City of Bones, and I loved it. So I would say I'm still pretty risky. So that is it for the DNF book tag. It was a lot of fun. I hope you guys enjoyed it. And yeah, let me know in the comments below if you DNF books and some of the popular books that you've DNF.